When you have a Zoom call for work or for pleasure, do you just use the microphone that's built into your computer? Because if you do, you're coming off as 5% less intelligent and 10% less hireable than you would if you were using a good microphone like I am. See how I just instantly got smarter? It's a pretty neat scientific finding on its own, but what makes it even more interesting is that this bias against cheap electronics has been baked into us by evolution. The study's pretty simple. They played audio clips to people and then asked people to rate how likely they would be to hire the person who was speaking. Here's what a good recording sounded like in the study.
After 8 years in sales, I am currently seeking a new challenge which will utilize my meticulous attention to detail and friendly professional manner.
And here's a bad recording from the study.
After 8 years in sales, I am currently seeking a new challenge which will utilize my meticulous attention to detail and friendly professional manner.
If those sound similar, it's because they're actually the same recording. It's just the second one is digitally altered to make it sound like it was done with a bad microphone. The people who heard the bad microphone version said they found the person who was speaking to be less credible, less intelligent, and less hireable as compared to the people who heard the good version. The researchers say this happens because of a quirky consequence of our evolutionary history. When you talk to someone, you don't just listen to the words they say. You get information from their voice, too. You can assess social status. You can figure out a little bit about their health, their age, their gender, a whole bunch of other things, all just based on their voice. And when issues arise that make it harder to understand what they're saying, that's information that we do use, for better or for worse, subconsciously to judge the people who are speaking. So with video conference technology, the sounds we hear in the conversation have changed, but our brains haven't caught up. When a bad microphone makes a voice sound tinny and less clear, we instinctively project those attributes onto the person who is speaking, even though it has nothing to do with them. It's just their equipment. I think it's a really cool study, but I do have one bone to pick with the researchers. When they were testing two voices for a supposed job interview, they used a male voice, not a female one. And they also did an experiment where they mimicked a dating situation to ask whether a microphone made some people seem more or less desirable. And for that one, they used a female voice and not a male one. So what I get from this is that male voices are for getting jobs and female voices are for getting mates. Was this study done in 1965? Honestly, I think we can do a little bit better. Sorry, I just had to call that out. If you like science, you can get more. Sign up for my free weekly newsletter. It's called The Bat Signal. Just go to followthebatsignal.com.